Hey everybody, Ian Lee here. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing an experience that I had a few months back and some insights that came from that experience. This is an unscripted video. I'm just talking off the cuff a little bit here. And my intention for that is to share with you in a very genuine and real way. I didn't want any of the editing or the kind of glamour and glitz that can come in post-production. I just wanted to have a very authentic interaction with you through this. So let's just go ahead and dive in. A few months ago, I was sitting down to practice my instruments, and I felt some resistance come up. Now, resistance for me can show up in a handful of forms. The ones I was feeling that day were self-loathing, anger, frustration, self-doubt, and self-comparison, as in I'm comparing myself to others in a negative way, as in they're better, I suck, that kind of thinking and feeling. Now, I don't remember exactly what triggered it. I imagine what happened, because this is a common one for me, or at least used to be more of a common one, is I was working on a specific, lick or song or exercise, and this thought came up that I believed in that said, you should be further along with what you're working on than where you are with it. And that probably spurred the self-comparison, like, oh, I bet this person or this musician probably could get this in 2 seconds and I suck, and all that kind of thinking, right? I'm sure everybody's familiar with that on some level and in some way in their lives. So as this stuff is appearing for me, I initially decided to kind of just dig in and go, like, screw you, I could fight this, I can get over my frustration. And as I did that, it really just began to amplify and grow and expand. So how this, I think, in hindsight looked was you are frustrated, and then you're frustrated at yourself about getting frustrated. Feedback loop. There's self-loathing, and then you loathe yourself for being self-loathing. See what I'm saying? It just keeps growing, expanding, and kind of getting out of control. Now, in the past, what I may have done was just maybe put my instruments away very angrily and been like, just screw this, I'm done, I just quit, just give up. But this time around, I wanted a different experience. I was very tired of that particular one, the giving up, and I was also tired of going through this stuff, or at least maybe not even going through it, but just responding to it the same way, having the same reaction over and over again. So the first thing I did is I kind of sat back, took a deep breath. I remember kind of holding my violin in this exact chair, actually, sitting there. Okay, what do? I don't know where to go. I don't know how to move forward, but I know I need to move forward. The first thing I did, and this is like my first insight, was that I played what I was feeling. That was a very cathartic experience and helped release a lot of that tension right out the gate. So instead of trying to hit the same exercise or whatever I was doing that day and just be mad at myself about it, I decided to take those emotions, take those thoughts, take that energy, and transform it and to turn it into something. Now, I'm not saying I would necessarily record that music that appeared, because it was pretty nasty, pretty intense stuff. But it still felt really good to do it. I mean, after all, I can't speak for other artists because I don't work with other mediums of art. Music is my medium. But in my experience as a musician, the whole point of practicing and learning new information and getting different ideas and sounds into your fingers and into your ears is to take down that barricade between you and what you want to express in a moment, right? So that things can just flow with ease and with like a natural quality. So it felt really nice to just express those things from that space of like, well, let me just express this then. And that instantly kind of brought me down to see the bigger picture. And that is the title of this video, which is How Showing Up Will Never Hurt You. So in that, what I saw was that I showed up in a few ways that day. One, I showed up to my practice, which it's not always easy to show up to something that you're dedicating to. We all know that, one way or the other. But I showed up to my practice. And then when things started getting hard, I continued to show up regardless. And even when things got really hard to the point where it was almost like, screw it, I'm just going to give up and throw it all away, I still continued to show up. I just reoriented my perspective around what showing up meant at the time. So, truly and really, showing up can never hurt you. I think the real pain, so to speak, for lack of better words, lies in thinking about action rather than taking it. So even if you show up to something that you love, something that you're passionate about, and you fall, you trip, you stumble, you fail. Let's say you just have the worst failure of your life in that. There's something to be learned, and there's an opportunity for you at every turn, at every step of your path. And that's why showing up can never hurt you. It just depends on your perspective. If you show up with that kind of openness, with that kind of willingness to learn and to grow and to see from a new perspective, then no matter what, I promise you, showing up can never, ever, ever hurt you. It will only offer you more learning, more growth, and more self-discovery. For me, my art, my passion, my music has been equally a process of studying an instrument, a craft, a genre, whatever, as it has been a process of self-discovery and self-learning and self-knowledge. So I've grown as a human being. I've grown into more kindness, more love, more compassion through the act of studying music. And I think whatever it is in your life you're doing, maybe you're exercising, maybe you're a house painter, like I don't know what it is, but through that act of just saying, I'm here, I'm dedicated, and I'm showing up, I'm doing my work, I guarantee you, you will grow, you will learn, you will change. There's something in it for you. Even if you show up and fail so miserably, so to speak, again, failure is just a concept, but let's just keep it into perspective for a moment. You show up and you fail so miserably, so to speak, that you say, this isn't for me, and you take another path, and it turns out that you needed that failure to discover what was really meant for you, right? So there again, showing up cannot hurt you. It will only benefit and add to your life. I promise you. I promise. So I want to leave this video, end it, with a couple of quotes that have really meant a lot to me over the years and have really offered me a lot of inspiration. The first one is from a teacher out of India. His name is Nisargadatta Maharaj. One of my favorites. He has a book called I Am That, and I'll actually link this in the description below. And this quote goes like this, or something like it. It'll be maybe a little paraphrased. Once you realize that you are on the road, hold on. Once you realize that the road is the goal, and that you are always on the road not to reach a goal, but to enjoy its beauty and its wisdom, life ceases to be a task and becomes simple and elegant, in itself an ecstasy. That's a good one, right? And I'll leave the exact wording quoted in the description as well. The next quote is from Duke Ellington, a little shorter, and I think it relates to what I was saying earlier about taking that energy and transforming it into music. Duke Ellington once said, I took the same energy it takes to pout, and I wrote some blues instead. Kind of like that. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I really, really hope that this video proves to be beneficial to you and helpful in your life, since that was my intention at least. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please drop them in the description, or not the description, but the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. Let's get a conversation going. As always, subscribe, like, and share. My name is Ian Lee, and I will see you guys next time.